The capital of Britain, London is often regarded to be the best city in the world. Big Ben is surely one of the most recognizable things that London is known for. Little do many know, however, that Big Ben is the name of the bell that strikes on the hour, and the building itself is actually Elizabeth Tower. The Tower of London is perhaps one of the best examples of just how long and varied London's history is. As the oldest part of the original building dates back to 1078, it has played a number of pivotal roles in the history of the UK. The London Eye is one of London's more recent additions, but is still known worldwide as a true landmark on the London skyline. Tower Bridge has become an undisputed symbol of the City of London, and so is often confused with London Bridge. Tower Bridge was completed in 1894 and has been the site of a number of exciting stunts because of its seesaw-style opening. Of course, the UK is known for being one of the last remaining countries on Earth with a royal family. Buckingham Palace is one of the most iconic tourist attractions in London, drawing visitors from far and wide. London is also famous for being the home of a style of government that has gone on to have longevity all over the world. London saw the development of a number of new spaces and stadia to host the games, and they have lasted until today as hugely popular tourist attractions. Founded as far back as 960, this imposing structure has been a lasting reminder of the city, and country's, relationship with the Christian Church since the origins of England as we know it. St. Paul's Cathedral is one of London's most beautiful landmarks, towering over the skyline on the highest point in the City of London. Moving on, the Shard in London is both literally and figuratively the cutting edge of London's skyline, and is now officially the tallest building in the United Kingdom, and the sixth tallest building in Europe. The Gherkin is yet another iconic structure speckling the famous London skyline. Also in the financial district of London, ever since the Gherkin was completed in 2004, this swanky skyscraper has been housing luxury offices and exquisite eateries. London is, of course, famous for its talent, from music to sports. This is why Wembley Stadium is such a well-known landmark in the city, being one of the UK's most important venues. Hyde Park is one of London's gorgeous parks. It's popular due in part to its central location, and the fact that it is the largest of the royal parks of London. However, what makes Hyde Park particularly interesting is its famous Speaker's Corner. Kew Gardens is famous for housing the largest and most diverse botanical collections in the world. London is also famous for its rich cultural significance, spanning art, literature, and film. Among London's most famous literary characters is the undisputed icon of Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle's super-intelligent detective. Oxford Street is London's busiest shopping street, and probably its most well-known. Harrods is one of London's most famous establishments, and is now a globally recognized brand. London is also famous for its luxury. The sheer number of Michelin star restaurants, exclusive hotels and designer boutiques in the city tells you that. Everyone knows that the UK is home of fish and chips, and in London you are spoiled for choice for where to go. Borough Market is just one of many covered markets in London, but is undoubtedly the most popular. Camden is one of London's coolest and quirkiest neighbourhoods, the stomping ground for the likes of Kate Moss and Amy Winehouse, and a firm favourite for alternative tourists to London. Notting Hill is another of London's most famous, and most affluent, neighbourhoods. Having risen to international fame thanks to the films of Richard Curtis, think Bridget Jones, Love Actually, etc. Covent Garden is another of London's most bustling neighbourhoods, boasting a covered market and a huge selection of boutiques, restaurants, and bars. William Shakespeare is arguably the UK's most high-profile export, so, naturally, he has left quite the mark on the capital. The Tate Modern is one of 4 Tate art galleries in the UK, and is probably the most popular. From its iconic tower that overlooks the River Thames. London's West End is famous worldwide for being one of the best places in the world for live theatre. London's Museum of Natural History is one of the city's most famous and influential museums, housing an extensive collection of fascinating artifacts from the prehistoric era and beyond. The UK in general is famous for its drizzly weather, and London, of course, is no exception. Another of London's iconic symbols is, of course, the black cab. These are driving all over the city at all hours of the day.